My dad grew up on a family farm in rural Missouri. And in the Great Depression, and I very often heard stories about his adventures in rural Missouri. And one of which was when he was 8 years old, he bought a goat for $5. And he proceeded to bring the goat home with the intention to teach it to pull a cart. Well, the thing proceeded to eat his mother's flowers and eat the laundry off the line and eat the vegetable garden. So his parents, of course, made him take it back. It turns out he had to pay the guy $6 to take the goat back. That forever formed my opinion about goats. So little did I know I was going to follow in his footsteps. About a year and a half ago, I ended up buying some property in Enumclaw, complete with 9 acres, a barn, a silo, traded in my suburban life for a life in the country. As I was taking this leap, my number one piece of advice was, Susan, you should get a goat. And I thought, what am I going to do with a goat? I know the stories. We all know the stories. They are the devil's mascot for a reason, right? So one day I was at Baxter Barn in Falls City buying some farm supplies, and there was this little goat there, and she came running up to me. She looked in my eyes, and I looked back at her. And next thing I know, I'm loading 2 pregnant Nigerian dwarf goats into the back of my friend's SUV. She's a really good friend, and she owed me a favor. So anyway, so I didn't know much about goats, so I consulted a very accessible and reasonable source of information, Facebook. I joined multiple goat groups, and I found out there is a whole world out there of pet goat ownership that nobody was ever aware of. Tens of thousands of people, in fact. In fact, goats are becoming more and more part of our popular culture. 50,000 people in the UK have urban pet goats. Yeah. And what is the reason for this big surge in goat popularity? Well, first of all, goats are incredibly trainable. They can be trained to walk on a leash. They can be trained to come when called. They can be trained to go to the bathroom on command. They can be potty trained. Yes, that has led to an impressive number of people that have house goats, right? But the other big reason that goats have become so popular is because they are amazingly affectionate. They are social creatures. They are herd animals. That gives them a natural empathy where they can read your body language. And they know when you're sad, they know when you're happy. And that's why goat yoga has become a thing. So, be it, I'm seeing little Vinny there with his pajamas on, and you can get goat pajamas on Etsy for $15. Yeah, if your goat is stinky, you can just give him a bath like a dog. So it's pretty simple. But coming full circle, when we brought these little babies home, these 2 little goats, they ended up having 4 babies amongst them. Then we ended up with our rescue goat, Honey. And now, well, it's called goat math. We have 7 goats right now and expecting, I don't know how many more in July. So, but be it a goldfish, a dog, a cat, or a goat, make sure you do your due diligence. And if you're going to adopt an animal, make sure you're going to give it the happiest and healthiest home possible. But you should consider getting a goat, because they're pretty awesome. So you can check out our farm adventures at Bee and Thistle Farm on Instagram and Facebook. And thank you very much. Go get a goat.